Hearthstone Class Identity depicts each individual class's strengths and weaknesses to ensure they all provide a unique experience. But does it matter? Is it truly reflected in the design? And most importantly, are they consistent with it? To answer these questions, we're going to show my friend, a former player, new cards without the class borders to see if he can guess which class the card belongs to. Starting with
acupuncture. Okay, I'm seeing a weird boar thing that's basically using like the Halo Needler into someone's back. Deal 4 damage to both heroes. There's 2, maybe 3 classes that'll immediately come to mind. Damaging yourself, that's very warlock focused. This also feels like it would fit directly into Shadow Priest, because it is a shadow spell. And then Rogue, it actually kind of has some vibes to it, I feel like, but I don't know if Rogue does any self-damaging stuff. Nor do I know if it has, no, I'm sure it has some shadow spells. But like acupuncture, like poking something with something like a little needle, has Rogue. So I think that maybe the better guess would be Priest or Warlock, but I'm going to do a wild card guess and say Rogue.
Oh wow, that was crazy. No, this is a Shadow Priest card and all of its
okay.
All of its finest.
I bet people who play against wild Shadow Priest love having 2 of this card and 2 of the 2 mana that deals 5 to your face card in the deck. I bet people love that.
There are
I bet
3.
Everyone talks positively about it.
Yeah, it's probably the best aggro burn deck in Wild. They also buffed Shadow Bomber, if you remember what that card is, for some reason.
Yeah, I do remember Shadow. That's awesome.
They just buffed it to have more attack because it didn't do enough damage. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Next up,
Divine Brew. 1 energy. Give a character Divine Shield. If I already had one, give it +1 attack this turn. 3 drinks left. Holy.
Massive 1 energy vibes. I love that.
This is the biggest red herring in the world if it's not Paladin. So I'm going to say Paladin for sure.
Nicely done.
I was going to say, if that's not Paladin, that is evil to have.
I looked to see if there was any card in the entire game that had anything to do with Divine Shield that wasn't Paladin in Standard, and there isn't. There is not a single card. There may be a neutral card with Divine Shield, but like there's not in Standard. There's nothing for another class. It's pretty funny. Nicely done.
Bovine Skeleton. Just to make sure, are any of these neutral?
No, they're all class.
Because this looks like a neutral. I haven't even read it yet. It looks so much like a neutral
this
card.
This looks like it belongs as a neutral like KFT card.
Just something about it. Bovine Skeleton, Death Rattle. If this had 4 more attacks, summon a Bovine Skeleton. 3 mana, 3/3. Easiest choice of my life. That's a Death Knight card for sure.
It probably should be, but apparently hand buff.
It's not a Death Knight card.
It's not a Death Knight card.
That's crazy, dude.
Apparently we're hand buffing as Hunter now. I'm not really sure. Not really sure what's going on there.
Okay, all right. 3 mana, burn down. Draw 3 cards, light them on fire. In 3 turns, any still in hand are destroyed. That's a Warlock card for sure. They love 3 mana, draw 3s.
They do, in fact, but in this case, Mage has a little fun. I knew that would get you because it's very similar to the other card that like lights your opponent's hand on fire.
Oh man, these are evil, dude.
it's a nice mixture of evil and easy. You know, just keeping you on your toes.
All right. 2 mana, 1/3 combo and spell burst. Gain +2 attack and stealth. If that's not a rogue card, I'm getting out of here.
You can stay.
I don't even think other cards can have combo, right?
No, I don't think they even have stealth or skulker. Like it's everything screams. The only thing that doesn't scream rogue is demon. I'm like, but I knew after the last 2 you needed a nice reset, so this worked out great.
You needed a little one.
You needed one that was doable.
Darkthorn Quilter. Awesome to have a cool board that's quilting. Just first of all, that's incredible. At the end of your turn, deal this minions attack, randomly split among all enemies. This looks so much like the Porcupine Hunter card. This looks almost exactly like the 3/4 that when it dies or whatever do it. At the end of your turn, so I'm just gonna get man. I guess Hunter. I'm gonna guess Hunter.
It's a valid guess. It's the other one.
That one's a Death Knight. Okay. Okay, I could see that as a Death Knight. That makes sense.
Yeah, they get some hand buff stuff going on. I'm not sure Hunter does, but like they had the bovine skeleton, so
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Literally, that's part of the reason why.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, this card's probably just way better than the other card because it's an end of turn instead of Death Rattle. But I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it costs 1 more. That one's a 3 mana. 3 mana. Buy 1, get 1 freeze. Amazing name.
I love
freeze a minion, summon a frozen copy of it. This looks like a bad shaman card.
Oh, wow. No, like definitely could be a shaman card, but it's actually an extremely busted mage card.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is like a combo mage card.
Yeah, yes.
If this was in Shaman, it would be a bad freeze card, though, to be fair, which is very on theme for Shaman.
I think it probably would be.
Deep Miner Brand, the third brand card that exists. Battle cry, if your deck started with no duplicates, your deck started with no duplicates, your battle cries trigger twice for the rest of the game.
Yeah, this is something that happened since you quit. They've changed how they do Highlander cards now, where it's if your Stark started with instead of if there's currently meeting the criteria when you play them. So like shuffling bombs in or something can't counter them anymore. But you also can't play them in a deck that didn't start Highlander. So it's a little bit of a trade-off. But yeah, this is not a fake card. It's just not a neutral card.
If your deck started with no duplicates, your battle cries trigger twice for the rest of the game. There was some card that did this exact thing. I feel like that was a reward card. I don't know if I'm crazy or not. Was it a quest reward? It was like a Shaman quest reward or something that gave you the same effect.
Oh, Corrupt the Waters was the quest from Ungoro for Shaman, I believe. It was a hero power that made your next battle cry trigger twice.
Something like that. Okay, so if your deck started with no duplicates, battle cries trigger twice. I know that they had a hunter version of Deep Miner Brand.
Yeah, they had the Brand King Crush.
God, I don't know what the hell this would be in. I'm gonna guess Shaman again. I'll guess Shaman.
Oh, man, this card would be nuts in Shaman. Imagine this with like Shutterwalk.
Shutterwalk?
Or like just it's in the only way to really get this one right is to think about which class is like the worst battle cries. Because this card is like
I would think of what it would work with. Yeah.
It works with everything. Because even in the class it's in, which people thought would be unplayable, it used to cost 6 mana. And it's still good at 8. So it had to be in like the worst class for it, and it's still nuts. Because that affects bonkers. But
well, what class is it?
It's a warrior card.
Hunt? Or warrior. Okay.
Yeah. Which makes sense because generally like battle cries in that class are limited, but it turns out it's still just insane if you can manage to play it without dying.
Okay. Dig for treasure. Piratey card. 1 mana. Draw a minion. If it's a pirate, get a coin. It's gotta be a rogue card.
That it does.
Rogue cards I feel like are so...
Yeah, some cards are just, they fit, you know?
Yeah.
Some you're struggling with, some they just fit.
10 mana. Dwarf planet. Fill your board with random 2-cost minions that attack random enemies. This card must suck, dude. Okay,
you would have thought this was fake, I'm sure. If I put this
absolutely. I was like, what are you talking about, man? This card is terrible.
It's a real card with a class and everything.
I guess they don't die after. What the hell, dude? Dwarf planet. Random to it's like a demon hunter card.
It could be. It's a class where they just throw stuff when it doesn't fit anywhere. It's a warrior card.
This is a warrior card too, dude. What a terrible card.
I guess the only upside is if the board's empty and they all go face. But like, I'm pretty sure this has to just be a laughing stock.
Oh my god, no shot, right? Yeah.
It's fun seeing these neutral. These look so weird to me.
Okay, 3 mana Exarch Nail. Replace your hero power with tracking. Discover a card from your deck. I mean that's a hunter card. I guess I'll just guess hunter.
Dude, stick with
this is a StarCraft one, right? Because there's another Exarch, I think.
Yeah, it's a Great Beyond card. Not the mini set, but the actual expansion.
Great Beyond.
Yeah. In hindsight, that one a little bit of giveaway with tracking, but crazy that the card's real. You know, not kind of interesting.
It's a fun card, man. It's a fun card.
Hero power tracking.
They love pretending like Hunter can play like a game where they like draw cards to win. Fairy Tail Forest. Draw a battle cry minion. It costs 1 less. Yeah, this just seems shaman-y to me. I'm gonna go shaman.
Nicely done.
Yeah, nice.
Way to go. Way to go.
New Heights. 3 energy. Increase your maximum mana by 3. I mean, it has to be Druid.
It
does. Has to be Druid, right?
It does have to be
Druid. It has
Druid.
to be Druid.
So this increases
That's
your mana.
That's a really good card art.
By 3, so instead of like 10 being your cap, 13's your cap. Or if you have Guff, instead of 20, it'd be 23.
Is this like the replacement for Guff and Standard, I'm guessing?
I guess theoretically. I mean, it's like a similar looking character, kind of looking in the distance. It's got very like, similar caricatures.
Fantastic art. Art.
This one, not very hard, because only Druid gets ramp.
Yeah,
But the reason it's on here is because this is a Perils in Paradise card. And some class got the Druid Tourist on their card, which means they get access to ramp. So which class do you think got this card as well as access to ramp?
Okay. It is a 6-cost Ham the Hungry Druid Tourist, which means that if you have this in your deck, you can play all other Druid cards from that expansion.
Yep.
Double checking. Taunt. At the end of your turn, eat a minion in your enemy's deck and gain +2. Okay, so the card's awful, but it does give you access to a bunch of Druid cards.
Yeah.
I want to say, I want to say warrior. He just looks like a warrior.
Well done.
Nice.
You're killing
He
it.
just got warrior vibes, man. Those big swords. It's like what, three, 4 in a row?
Yeah, you're crushing
We had a
this.
little lull there, but we're coming back.
No, you just got to get your bearings straight. You just got to remember what classes are doing.
Okay, 2 mana, Heat Wave. Deal 2 damage to an enemy minion and its neighbors. And quick draw, you can do it to all enemies instead. Deal 2 damage to an enemy and its neighbors. Quick draw, which is if you draw it that turn and play it.
Yep.
All enemies instead.
Just add it to your hand that turn.
Okay. I know that this was like basically without the quick draw, this was just a mage card at one point, but it might have cost 3 now that I'm thinking about it, which is insane.
Oh, like the potion
maybe
from like 7 years ago?
Yeah.
Deal 2 to all.
I have these arcane knowledge like stuck in my head.
Archaic cards, yeah.
Heat Wave. I feel like with it being a card well, Heat Wave, it makes me think Shaman or Mage. I'll go Mage.
You can't be stopped.
Oof.
Nicely done.
Okay. 5 mana, Farseer Nobundu. Death Rattle, open the Galaxy's Lens. It absorbs the power of the next spell you cast. And I'm guessing this is the part where you tell me what a Galaxy's Lens is. So
the Galaxy's Lens is a location.
Okay.
That essentially does what it says it does, but the exact wording is spell burst, absorb the spell's power. So like Death Rattle, if this dies, Galaxy Lens, a location, comes on your board. If you play a spell, it triggers the spell burst of the location, and then when you proc the location, it would repeat the spell.
How much durability is that?
2 durability.
Wow, that could be really good. I gotta say Mage again. This feels magey as hell.
It's interesting. You're getting a lot of like Mage Shaman vibes from a lot of the cards, and mostly right, but in this case, it's actually Shaman.
Shaman, yeah.
It does seem like Galaxy Lens. It seems very Mage, like the Luna.
That's like big spell
Galaxy.
Mage. Just kind of a thing.
Yeah, I can redo a
Seems
Yogg
like something you want to play, like a big powerful.
Yeah, I think this is balanced in a way of like there aren't that many humongous Shaman spells, so it's like that's kind of why it's. Yeah. They do that a lot. And a Death Rattle.
Yeah. If that was a battle card, it'd be crazy, but
fair enough.
You have to have it die too. Metal Detector. After a hero attacks and kills a minion, get a coin. It's got to be Rogue.
Absolutely does.
It gives coins.
Crushing it.
Okay, Rangari Scout. After you discover a card, get a copy of it. Wow.
As long as he's in play.
1/1/2. After you discover a card, get a second copy of it. Man, this could be crazy. This has Priest vibes to me. I'm gonna say Priest.
Probably kind of nuts in Priest, but I don't know. Maybe it's nuts where it belongs. It's actually a hunter card.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess it's to go with the Exarch Nile. Look at the 1 mana tracking hero power, and then use this card with it. I think this card would be kind of disgusting in a lot of classes. Like
dude, there's so many classes that
like,
could make that go crazy. I'm sure that just like opens up infinites like crazy.
I think it's one of those cards that is balanced by the color of it.
That was by the class.
Yeah.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Balanced by the class. For sure.
Okay, not even gonna. Zortoth, Breaker of Stars, 6/5/5. Add 2 stars to both sides of your hand. When they collide, deal 5 damage to all enemies. And add 2 stars to both sides of your hand. When they collide, deal 5 damage to all enemies. So this adds 4 cards to your hand.
I think it only adds 2, which is really interesting because that totally reads like it should add 4. And I think people
so it adds a star to each side, and then if you get all the middle cards away, it explodes and deals 5 total damage. It's got to be Demon Hunter.
Yeah,
Gotta be
very Outcast themed. I think when the card actually came out, people were like,
"This card sucked," right?
Yeah. I mean,
I just can't see that working. It's
you'd have to empty your
way
whole
too slow.
hand. That would be tough.
Or I guess maybe if you have an empty hand, I guess it just blows up immediately, but
yeah, maybe
not enough payoff. 25. Reska the Pit Boss. Costs 1 less for each minion that dies this game. Death Rattle, take control of a random enemy minion. Reska the Pit Boss, an undead, has 1 less for each minion that died this game. Death Rattle, take control of a random enemy minion. Sylvanas vibes. The rush is really good.
So your mana Sylvanas with activated immediately if it can die, and you can kill a minion that you won't take. Pretty bonkers.
I'm gonna do a super guess. Okay, I'm gonna guess it's not only a Death Knight card. But it's a double green rune Death Knight card.
So close.
Imagine though.
Imagine.
Well, imagine, man.
Imagine you get the colors right. That's crazy. Yeah.
That's a really, really cool card. It's probably 25 seems like a lot. Imagine this in Paladin, man.
Oh, yeah, this card used to cost 20. You got to get nerfed. I think it's still pretty good as 25, but because it's Death Knight, you want little things to die for corpses and. But yeah, and it's enemy minions too, right? It's a very good card.
8 mana Quasar. Shuffle your hand into your deck. Reduce the cost of cards in your deck by 3. I think I'm cheating on this one. I believe I saw people talking about this one. This is a broken rogue card, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. It was a broken rogue card. Yeah, it used to cost 6 mana.
Yeah, I do. I think I remember there was a big blow up on the Twitter about how stupid this card was and
Ruining the new
just
expansion
ruined
type
certain
vibes.
formats.
Sure. Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, 5 mana Sankazel. Rush after this attacks turn into a location. They had a weapon that was like this at one point, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Can I know what the location does?
Yeah, so the location, technically, I guess it's
Sandcastle.
Yeah, it's a
Sandcastle. Okay.
Yeah, that's what they're going for.
I get it. I get the name. Okay.
It's a 5 mana location, although that's just because like the card costs 5, and then it's an 8 durability location, but if this takes damage, the durability would reflect the health, kind of like in that weapon. And then the effect of the location is give a friendly minion +3 attack and rush, turn back into a minion.
Interesting. I see a genuine problem with that because can't you use this, it turns into a location, activate the location, it turns back into a thing, use it again, it turns into... Is it infinitely loop like that?
Yeah, your durability and health are going down, which is, till eventually it's nothing.
Wow.
But yeah.
Seems pretty interesting. To me, this looks like it is basically like a golem made of sand, which to me just really strongly gives shaman-y vibes. So I'm gonna guess shaman.
Fair enough. It's also something that, much like the weapon, would be very good if you hand buffed it, because then your durability would go way up and your attack would go way up. It is a paladin card. It being elemental though is a little weird. I think that could that is a reason to.
That's
throw
a really
off.
cool. Does that card see play?
I don't know. I don't think. Actually, I think it might.
That's one of those cards I would hope would see play because it's like that's very, very well designed. That's very cool. Okay, 2 mana scale replica. Good pun. Draw the lowest and highest cost dragon. The 2 to draw 2 dragons. It's kind of got Tinkerer vibes. Tinkerer vibes doesn't necessarily point to anything. Man, this could be. My guess this would be paladin, rogue, or priest, because I think those are kind of 3 of the classes most identified with dragons. And my old head Hearthstone that makes me want to say priest, so I'll say priest.
Nicely done.
Nice.
Yeah, I would say that that's fair to assume priest first when it's dragon. I think that's very sound logic.
10 mana sea shanty. Okay, summon 3 5/5 pirates. Cost 1 less for each spell you've cast on characters this game. I was immediately going to say this has to be rogue, but now that I see plus 1 less for each spell you've cast on characters this game, that is a weird thing. I'll stick with rogue. Let's go rogue.
It certainly could be rogue via the pirates and such, but casting characters on game is generally a paladin thing.
It's a paladin, yeah. Because I was trying to think what is that, but yeah, there's a lot of Libram stuff that has like spells you cast on characters. I was trying to pick where that went.
Vibes.
Yeah, Galvadon.
Yeah, this card saw a lot of play back in its day because they had a Mr. Smite that went along with it, which was a neutral minion that gave all your pirates charge for reasons.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good.
So you'd play this for 0 with a 6/5 with charge. They gave all your other pirates charge and deal 21 plus. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Pretty good. Sparkling File. Deal 2 damage. Next card this turn costs that much less. Spell damage vibes. So immediately I'm thinking it's Mage or Hunter. Weirdly, I know they've done a lot of Arcane Hunter stuff. I feel like this is more Hunter than Mage. I'm gonna go Hunter.
I do think it's more Hunter than Mage, but unfortunately for you, it's the illustrious Arcane Druid card, which apparently is
Arcane Druid, man.
Yeah. They had spell damage Druid as an archetype. They had like a location that gave spell damage and stuff. I don't know how much.
Druid and Hunter have some like little mishmashes with like their class identity, I would say.
Little spell damage vibes.
6 mana, 6/6 rush. Death threat will reduce the cost of a random minion in your hand by 6 demon. Wow, that seems terrifying. Reduce the cost of your hand by 6 with rush. To me, this is Warlock or Demon Hunter, almost assuredly. For whatever reason, this dude's face gives Demon Hunter vibes. I'm gonna go Demon Hunter.
It is Demon Hunter.
Nice. Is that card good? That seems crazy.
I don't think it's seen any play, but possible if you went far enough back when it came out.
That's wild. Like, I don't know, man, dude. The game's changed because that seems crazy. Like, to get a reduction of 6 to a card in your hand seems like a huge payment, but you're getting a 6/6/6 with rush. But also just I don't know, man. The game has changed, it would appear. Both players summon 3/3/3 outlaws. Give yours rush. Both players summon 3/3/3 outlaws. Give yours rush. All right.
Outlaws are just flavor. If you're interested, they just have no effect except yours have rush.
They're just dudes.
Just dudes.
Okay. I would say what this gives me is Paladin, Demon Hunter, or probably the two, but the art just doesn't look Demon Hunter. So I'll say Paladin.
Great logic, yeah.
Nice.
This is one of those cards where, unlike the other one, it just looks terrible. Because it's like you're giving your opponent, like, you could just trade into it and it's 3 mana to do nothing, you know? But this card actually used to cost 2. They had to nerf it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The art definitely gives a vibe to a lot of the classes. It's at least like you can kind of like deduce pretty well with like seeing what the card does and then like have the art help you deduce between which ones. A 4/7/2. Immune while attacking. At the end of every turn, swap this minion's attack and health.
This is a card that if I showed you and asked if you was real or fake, you would not know.
I would say it's fake as hell, yeah. Okay, so it comes onto your side as a 7/2. On your opponent's turn, it's a 2/7. And they can hit it and remove health, and then it would swap back. This card looks terrible. Stalwart Avenger. Immune while attacking fields a Demon Hunter-y to me, so I'm gonna say this is a Demon Hunter card.
Yeah, it's a solid guess. This is another one of those cards where they didn't know where to put it, so they put it in the bucket of cards they don't know where to put.
Just shovel it in Warrior, man. They'll figure it out.
Shove the weird cards in Warrior. Well, Binks, that's our final card. And I would say, as a result of our experiment, you pretty much can, as a former player, still identify, for the most part, where cards reside class-wise. So, well done.
Yeah, this was super, super cool. I really like this idea of trying to figure different things like that out. It also helps that I feel like you picked a lot of cards that were like, there were kind of cards you look at, you're like, this is a card, huh? Okay, this is a card. Yeah. Where the heck did they put it? No, this is awesome, man. Thanks so much for having me on. This is a ton of fun to do.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for coming on.